The likes of Amos P. Kozau, Emmanuel Smosin, Right Reverend Davis, Josiah Weah, Godfrey Nanam Badu Kwanzaa, and I'm Julius Compton. Together we here bringing to you what you will be seeing shortly here at the Samarkand Sports Complex in Painesville City. This particular month-long tournament is held on the team Sustaining the Peace Through Sports, and is jointly organized by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and that of Internal Affairs Ministry. Flan Kali is also here, one of our colleagues, and he's making sure from his professional camera operation and technical expertise, making sure that you see exactly what you will see later on. The tournament started in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County, and one of the teams true to the competition, Rivercess, they topped that particular zone. What can you say about their performance and coming to meet Grand Crook County later on, very shortly, I mean?
Well, for the onset doing that opening match against Grand Bassa County, it wasn't that impressive, and many people who went to that game after the entertaining keyboard game, they didn't see that as you expect in the football category, so the two teams were not that impressive, but others felt that perhaps Grand Bassa County that have lots of players prior to the opening of the county meet was one of the reasons, because they were bereaved. But in their eventual matches, they didn't still perform. But however, Rivercess on the other hand performed in their second match, in their third match, they settled to a goalless draw against McDB that make them to finish at top of the group. That's Group A, to qualify to the quarterfinals. And they were also followed by another county that finished in the second position. So, I mean, from what we saw in the preliminaries, I think Rivercess will do better than Grand Crook into this match.
And there we will see the two teams coming for the formalities, and that's Rivercess up against Grand Crook County. The Rivercess topped their zone, and Grand Crook County came second up in that particular zone in the southeast in Harper City. So very shortly, Anthony Coco, you can start up with the list of Rivercess County.
Well, for Rivercess County in goal, we have Mori Keita, who is the goalkeeper for Barrion Controllers 2. And in the defense, you have Prince Benda, Musa Fufana of CC United Football Academy, a good left back player. And you have Ayita Nangbed, you have Mandela Dodo, who plays for Muscat FC in the LFA Second Division League. And you also have Emmanuel Cooper, Emmanuel Pele, Aaron Moba, Tudu Bota. I think you remember Tudu Bota in that opening match. I mean, that's just one person that was firing during the Rivercess was the Grand Bassa game. Tudu Bota is also in the starting lineup for Rivercess here today, wearing jersey number 9. And you have Liva Badi, and you also have Jefferson Yapa. Jefferson Yapa is one person who was also coordinating with Tudu Bota in that opening match. So we hope that both of them can continue such collaboration or partnership in this all important quarterfinal match. So that's the starting lineup for Rivercess County in this quarterfinal match against the Grand Crook County.
So far, they are part of the Kwan-speaking group in Liberia, and so whatever the case is, they will be celebrating any result that will come up. So very shortly, we're hoping to see some of the technicians, the officials here to pass through the formalities, shaking hands with the players, and right after that, we'll go straight into the first half action. So let's now bring you, I see former Secretary General of the Liberia Football Association, Yankwe Bossi, is turning right through this particular end. So let's bring you Grand Crook. There you see the Minister of Youth and Sports. See the waving is now the Chief Patron of Sports, President Dr. George Manen Weah. He's being flanked by the Executive Director of the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, Liz Pepsi Yeke, who is an Executive Committee member of the LFA. The President, he is the President of all this time around, whatever the case is this time.
Yep, I'm being told that his mother hails from Rivercess County and he from Grand Crook, or his father from Grand Crook, so the two counties that are playing are his counties, but I think he will go for Grand Crook into this match as a president.
He may go for Grand Crook, whatever the case is. That's football. You just cannot be, you just have to take your side, and perhaps, though he's the father of the country, in his own mind, he has his side, and we just leave it at that. There you see the president shaking hands with players of Rivercess County, the top, the first group, that's Group A. They came from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County, and Rivercess County started their campaign on a slow pace. They drew their first game against the host goalless. But that particular game, for those who witnessed it, Rivercess dominated that match. They came up in their second match against Sino County, and they triumphed, defeating Sino 2-1, coming from a goal down. There you see G. Andy Kwame, the Deputy Minister of Sports at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The dignitaries are now greeting players from Grand Cruz End. Let's bring you the lineup quickly. And right after that, we go into our first half action. Goalkeeper Humphrey S. Grube, Emmanuel F. Dennis, Rufus Kennedy, Loco Jones, Emmanuel P. Akike Johnson, Yonko Kezali, Thomas M. Apia, Launon T. Siafa, Fumba Sharif, and Koko Wule Nimne. And the coach for Grand Cruz County is Daniel T. Seli. So that's it. That's the lineup of Grand Cruz County. Earlier you saw the lineup of Rivercess. Earlier you saw the lineup of Rivercess County, and this time around is Grand Cruz. The first half. Looking at the first half, what do you anticipate?
Well, for looking at the two teams having reached this stage, Rivercess County have a very good side, and for the first half, I can say it's not going to be that much in that where the two teams are going to create more chances, because we want to settle down a little bit.
Anthony, sorry, I have to interrupt and get the national anthem, the ambience of the national anthem shortly, and then we reach on you. That's the national anthem of Liberia, signifying that this tournament is for the country. Wherever you may come from, the north, east, west, and south of Liberia, this tournament is for Liberia. So especially on the team sustaining the uninterrupted over 15 years of peace through sports. So Anthony, sorry, earlier you were talking about the first half, your anticipation of what you hope to see in the first half.
Yeah, like I was saying, perhaps both teams will slow down a bit, trying to settle and see how their opponents attack, and then when they get to know that before they start to loosen their pulses and attack from various sides of the field. But on the overall, I think Rivercess is going to win this game, because I haven't seen that much a game or strength from Grand Cruz County, although they reached this stage in Group C. But I think Rivercess is going to win this game and then qualify to the next stage.
Let's see how he plays out. The Ravens not to the swift, but he that endures to the end, and not to the end, but the very end. Before we begin, let's recap. Earlier on today in the kickball category, Mankibi County trashed out Rivercess County by 14-1 home runs, and in the competitive next quarterfinal saw defending champions Grand Bassa narrowly edging out Grand Cruz County by just a point to nothing. So the two teams will be awaiting the game on Monday between Lofar and Bombing and Bong and Nima respectively. Then we'll settle up for the semi-finalists. So far, Grand Bassa and the Mankibi through from Group A to the semi-finals. Is it a surprise?
Well, it's not a surprise that both teams play very well, although defending champions Grand Bassa County were tightly marked today in the kickball category, where they went several innings without anyone going home, and at the end of the day they still secured that victory over one home run against which country was that?
Grand Bassa played Grand Cruz.
Yeah, against Grand Cruz. So I think it was an entertaining kickball game against Grand Cruz. holding the defending champions to that level after seeing Magibi winning 14-1 in the first game. I mean, it was an entertaining one in the kickball category.
So it proves so far that Group A kickball side is just very, very strong. Let's see the kickoff. Obviously, it will be done by the chief patron of sports. This particular venue is his former home, his current home, whatever you will, because football is what he's noted for, is what brought him to the limelight. So the chief patron of sports will take the kickoff. The two teams will respectively get to their positions, and right after that we get into the first half action. The referee will sound this whistle very shortly. Is that Hassan Kone?
Yep, that's FIFA badge referee Hassan Kone, one of the 10 referees that just got new FIFA badge for 2020. So he's like both for the chief referee like Lamin Kamara. All these quarterfinal matches up to the final are going to be handled by FIFA badge referees. So right now we have 10 FIFA badge referees, 9 male and 1 female, that were given badges for 2020. Moses Fuba being the newest FIFA badge referee. So the games from here up to the final are going to be handled by FIFA badge referees.
So Hassan Konen will now I see Tutubo. Let's now move to the first half action now at this wonderful stadium, the Samuel Kando Sports Complex in Painesville City. The nation's premier referee Conan sounds the whistle, and Rivercess County is trying to kick off this game with attacks. So let's see how things work out here. Let's have you informed that Rivercess County is in a dominant blue and white, while Grand Crew is in a dominant green and yellow respectively. This is KMTV, Liberia's #1 online television station, coming to you live from Painesville City, bringing to you the first half and the first match in the quarterfinal stage of the National County Sports Meet football category 2019-2020. Julius Conta, Anthony Kokwe, and Roland Banaka are here to ensure that we bring you what you will see here, as well as the analysis. And as a matter of fact, in terms of record, Rivercess County is the limber, I may say, in terms of history of the county meet. Grand Crew County having won it 4 times, 1974, 75, 85, and 87 respectively. Unlike Rivercess, just one time in 2000, around 2007. However, the case is, history is one thing, and the actual performance could be another thing on today. Malik Keita, very good goalkeeper in the preliminary rounds. As a matter of fact, Malik considered just a goal, and that was against Sino County.
Sure, a lone goal in the preliminaries of Group A, and now up to the quarterfinal, hoping that he keeps another clean sheet if his team progress to the semi-final of this all important tournament.
Throwing advantage to Rivercess. They are noted for attacking. Rivercess County is noted for their counter attacks early on in the into the danger zone of Grand Crew, who is yet to settle. The guys from Barclayville, strength being exhibited by this player of Rivercess, that's Koko Wule Nimne. That's a cool name, Koko Wule Nimne. It reminds me of the man Saros Koko Wule Badio, also from Grand Crew County, senior brother in the media. The Saros Pat Show, he's accredited to that show among others. Very nice voice, and I guess that he might be on the local radio station, the nation's #1, as a matter of fact, trying to do what he used to back in the days. It's Creative Minds Television. We've gone just 3 minutes into the first half, and it's goalless here at the SKD. The second and final match will be between Maryland and Sino County. Sino, so far, according to analysts, has been branded as the The FC Barcelona of the county meet the best playing team so far, according to some analysts. Rivercess County into their own half. This player intended for Musa. J. Fofana. He plays for CC United, a young left back. Very, very skillful indeed. Good at set pieces. Rivercess on the attack. Tutu Bata. It was intended for him. He did not do too well. So this now. The ball's from Barclayville. Deep into the attack. He's been fouled, yes. And look at the first chance and so far from Glencoe County, Anthony.
Well, that was a clever pass there given by his teammate, and he was very much strong enough. I mean, the defender did extremely well, because if he wasn't going to tackle that guy, I mean, it was going to be serious trouble for them, and it's still trouble for them because that was a free kick from a very close range. So Rivercess County need to be very careful here with this early morning set piece that's going to be taken by Glencoe County. I mean, it's very close, and anything could happen from this distance. But that was a good tackle there from that defender, because he was actually being overwhelmed by that tackle. If he wasn't going to carry on that tackle, he was definitely going to enter the 18-yard box, and it could be something different. So perhaps the free kick is much better than what was going to happen if he wasn't going to commit that tackle. So let's see what Glencoe can do from this all-important free kick.
The county meet is noted for getting goals from set pieces. Quickly, rolling.
Not exactly. We have not seen much of that since the county we have been in establishment. So let's see what this one become of.
Right into the arms, very easy one for Keita. He was right in position. He chose it, he didn't do too well. So the guys from Barclayville, perhaps of what we see so far, looking very physical. This player wearing number 9 jersey, he sends it intended for his teammate. And a clearance from Musa Fofana, a young, brilliant left back, plays it straight for CC United. Musa, we saw him in the preliminaries in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. He was also exceptional. Good tackle. Rivercess County, this player wearing number 7 jersey, he's been fouled in the process. He's still goalless. 5 minutes into the first half. Ayite Nangbe sends a long one. Tutu Bata is putting up a chase. We yet to see much from Tutu Bata, but it's still very early. Poor communication from the two players from Rivercess. Tutu Bata onto it. He commits a foul. And referee Hassan Kone was just right on time. This is KMTV coming to you live and direct from Pinsville City, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. It's the National County Sports Meet. We like to salute all of our viewers. Many thanks for following us as always. Thanks for your comments. I know the predictions are pouring in now, and the arguments, the analysis from the texting and the chats, and they are all welcomed on our platform. And so Glencoe County, 4 times champions against 1-time champion Rivercess. A little child. This player is noted for that. Very skillful, wearing 14 jersey. Jefferson Yapa, he says it. This could be trouble for Glencoe. Anthony.
Well, that was a very clever play there from Jefferson, sending in that very good ball to Emmanuel Peret. I mean, Emmanuel Peret didn't just put himself in the rightful position because he wanted to shoot, but he didn't position himself well, so at the end of the day he was tackled, and Glencoe County was able to clear the ball off danger area. But that was a very good scrum put out there by Jefferson. I mean, we saw it at the Doris Williams post page in that first game. He was always causing trouble in Grand Bassa defense, and here he is again causing another trouble for Glencoe County. So Glencoe need to pay keen attention to Jefferson on this left wing. So I mean, they have to be very careful with Jefferson because he's very good at attacking. There he goes again, Jefferson.
So Roland, as a striker formerly of Jubilee FC, looking at the hesitant nature of that striker to that ball, what can you say?
It was a very poor anticipation. Your first touch on the ball gave you a perfect result. So not controlling the ball well it didn't put in a better chance to get a strike on goal. So I think it was a very poor first touch on the ball. He need to capitalize on that.
So next time, hope you can do better. The first thought in every game is very important. There you see Maryland, the second game against signed up as Maryland, the home of the Speaker of the 54th National Legislature, Dr. Honorable Buffer Chambers. That's Maryland County just arriving here. Similar colors to that of Grand Cook County. They are all from the southeast, no wonder. Another set piece for Rivercess County inside 9 minutes. Another set piece. So this is a traditional game here now. So it will be no surprise if we hear some of the vernaculars, and we'll be privileged to have Emmanuel Smosin, his right Reverend Davis. But Emmanuel will be giving the analysis both from the English and the Bassa language respectively. Emmanuel, welcome.
Thank you, Julius. We will delve into that later, but I want to use this time because I just saw something very exclusive. I know some of the people that are watching from across Liberia are wondering, what is KMTV doing today? You see different images no matter where the people are, no matter where the actions are. Like you just saw Marylanders coming. But I think the zeal that we put in it, the investment that we do, our own human capacity building that we do, and come and show it outside, it speaks volumes. So I mean, let me use this time to applaud the management of KMTV and of course the rest of you guys, all of us here, for doing the great job that we're doing. We're using what you call the PTZ, we're using the Black Magic, we're using the JVC and the rest of the other equipment. So gentlemen, kudos to you all, kudos to us because I'm also a part of it, most especially Rampa Ziki. Bro, we're here today. Thank you so much.
Ziggy Zaga Ziggy alongside his whatness. The father, no, the son of creativity. The father is Rampa Ziggy Ziggy Ja. And so we stay here 10 minutes, yes, into the first half. It's still goalless. The signals of goals are beaming around the SKD little by little. Miss pass, but Musa onto it. So as we go along during our first half, we'll bring you some of the statistics, shot on target, corner, as well as throw, foul, yellow cards. As you know, similarly as you see it in Europe, Liberia can also do it, and exclusively on KMTV. Throwing advantage to Grand Cook County, the county of the chief patron of sports. Please. And that's a reality. Besides that, nothing else. This number 9 trying to beat past one player from Rivercess. He didn't do too well. Tutu Bota is yet to get onto it as expected. The danger man, the hit man, alongside Jefferson Yapa. Grand Cook County penalty, yes.
That was a penalty, no doubt, absolutely no doubt. A clever decision, a very good decision there by FIFA bias referee Hassan Conan. I mean, Rivercess defense went to sleep, and definitely they got the results of going to sleep because that player went there and collected the ball perfectly, and goalkeeper Modi Keita ended up playing the foul. So that was a clear penalty, no doubt about that.
Modi Keita, he's noted, and that's a penalty there. You see the face there. Yanni for penalty. It's one thing to get a penalty, it's one thing to get a goal.
Yeah, Grand Crew shouldn't celebrate earlier. I do know the output of Keita. He wants man for Barra Young Controller, now money for doing a goalkeeping work for Mate Barrow. So he's very good. He's an excellent goalkeeper. He once played for Moscow SC also. He's got a good goalkeeping record, most especially when it comes to penalty save.
There you see the penalty for the second time. That penalty, Hassan Kone, no wonder why he's FIFA bash ref. He was just right on time, no doubt, no hesitation, no murmuring, no counter reaction for this penalty. And this penalty was absolutely a clear one. The goalkeeper did not even complain of that. You see the fans, Liberians here at the SKD to cheer their respective countries of origin to victory. Nothing more, nothing less. So it's now Malik Keita versus this player from Grenku. Can he make the chief patron of sports to celebrate? Or can it be the other way around? He stands on to it. We hope to get his number very shortly. And Grenku counter. He scores! Rufus Kennedy! See the celebration. The fans are celebrating. Rufus Kennedy! Grenku counter 1. Rivercess 0. And let's hope we can get that again for the glance. Grenku counter 1. Rivercess counter 0. And Rufus Kennedy is the scorer. Anthony, you saw the clever, exceptional penalty from Rufus.
A perfect penalty, well taken, sent into the roof of the net, giving goalkeeper Modi Keita no chance at all after committing that foul in the penalty area, and definitely was a penalty. And now Grenku County have taken the lead. So it's a quad. We've gone just 13 minutes and we have seen a goal in this first 13 minutes. So definitely it's going to be an entertaining game here today. Let's hope and see what Rivercess can do after conceding this goal.
Grenku County attacking Porus. So far, they very dangerous in attack. Their counter attacks working for them so far. So it's Grenku 1, the boss from Barclayville, the counter with the many cities. Grenku counter, that's just a side attraction though. 15 minutes gone. I'll turn over to Anthony for the continuation.
Thank you very much, Julius. Grenku County taking an early lead here at the Samarkand Sports Complex with that beautiful penalty, well taken, sending to the roof of the net. That's the upper left corner of the goalpost, giving goalkeeper Modi Keita no chance at all. So Rivercess County are now down by a goal to nil in this first quarter-final match here at the Samarkand Sports Complex. And this match is being officiated by FIFA badge referee Hassan Konen, one of the 10 referees who just received the FIFA badge for 2020. So Rivercess now have more work to do after conceding a goal through a penalty. And this is KMTV, stay live here at the Samarkand Sports Complex. To the ball tie. Emmanuel Pellet, Aaron Moba, Musa Fofana, Mandela Dolo all have to do double work here now to ensure that Rivercess County get the equalizer before they can start to think about taking the lead for the first time. So at the moment it's Grenku County 1, Rivercess County 0. And I'm quite sure Chief Patron of Sports George Weah is excited, sitting in the VIP stands after Grenku County took the lead. A long ball goes in there, but it's been cleared out by Rivercess, not cleared perfectly. Stay in the half of Rivercess County. It's been played in the air, several head-ups, stay in the half of Rivercess. Grenku County trying to take possession. Grenku County, this player wearing jersey number 7. That's Kezeri. Jefferson Yakpa has been tackled there, calling for the referee to sign his whistle, but the referee has Corner said play continues. And the player from Grenku County is down. And it's going to be attended to by medics. So again, you're watching KMTV, coming to you live from the Samarkand Sports Complex. I would like to say many thanks to you that are viewing us from across the globe. We are working tirelessly to make sure that we bring you out of the actions live here at the Samarkand Sports Complex. So at the moment is Rivercess County 0, Grenku County 1. A penalty conceded by Rivercess County after goalkeeper Modi Keita came off his goal post and committed a foul. And Grenku County now Rivercess to the ball in possession in the half of Grenku. But it's being tackled. And Grenku County now sees possession. Bunan Sifa. Bunan Sifos wearing jersey number 9 for Grenku County. Being tackled strongly here. Now Rivercess in possession. Back in the half of so it's a throw in for Grenku County. The game has slowed down a bit after Grenku County took the lead. Rivercess County fighting to ensure that get the equalizer, but not much is being seen from them here. So at the moment, Grenku County are enjoying their 1-goal lead. Tudubotat being tightly marked by Grenku County defense, and that's the best thing to do right now, to mark Tudubotat very closely, because once you give him a chance, once you also give Jefferson Yapa a chance, you're going to fall in trouble with Rivercess County. Now Tudubotat senses his teammate Aaron Moba. Aaron Moba trying to beat that defender wearing jersey number 4 for Grenku County, Emmanuel P. But he went out for a throw, so it's a throw for Rivercess County. Aaron Moba sensing the long ball, but that was a foul according to referee Hassan Konen on goalkeeper Humphrey. So it's a free kick for Grenku County in their own half. The tempo has slowed down a bit, and several fans representing the rural counties here sitting to the VIP stands. And the assistant referee one is Ibrahim Famule. Musa Fofana with that throw to Jefferson. Jefferson Yapa too high, and it travels out for a goal kick to Grenku. So earlier on today in the kickball category, Magibi County broke their ticket to the semi-finals after demolishing River G County 14-1 in the first kickball quarterfinal match, and it was followed by an entertaining match between Rivercess County dispossessing their own half, but it's been cleared by Mandela Dolo, central defender of Muscat FC, second division side, playing in the Labrador Football Association second division. Mandela Dolo again with another clearance. Grenku County in possession. Now Rivercess County in control. Aaron Moba fans to the Bota dispossess. A throw for Rivercess County. Rivercess County now picking up the rhythm of the game in search for an equalizer, and have been dominating possession for the past few seconds or minutes, and stay in possession. Musa Fofana sensing a long cross intended for Aaron Moba, but was intercepted. Now Jefferson Yapat into the half of River G County, sensing a cross, deflected out for a corner kick for Rivercess County. Jefferson Yapa Rivercess County now picking up their rhythm, and they must do such if they are to get an equalizer here. So that's what definitely they are doing. And it's a corner for Rivercess County. Prince Bender taking the corner kick. The corner kick goes in. And there's a head up. And referee Hassan Corner said it was a foul committed in there. So it's a free kick for Grenku in their own half. Rivercess County regain possession. Emmanuel Pellet looking for Jefferson Yapa, who has swapped wings with Lever after starting off from the left flank. Now he's up to the right flank. Perhaps he's not getting what he wants to get from the left wing, so he has swapped wings with his teammate. Not a good pass there from Musa Fofana. River County, that's Grenku now in possession, but it's been cleared out of the danger area by Ayita Nangbe. Almost half an hour gone here. With Rivercess, that's Grenku County stay in the lead by a goal to nil with that penalty score in the 13th minute. A free kick for Rivercess County in their own half. Mandela Dolo is going to take this one, sends in the long one. They intercepted, brought down by Grenku, and the long pass goes in. Mandela Cooper up against Leonard Sifa, but Mandela Cooper wins that one. That's Mandela Dolo. That's Mandela Dolo instead of the female politician Mandela Cooper, like I just said. Anyway, that's it. And Judas, like I said from the onset, both teams were going to slow down a bit to see how their opponents played, and we saw that from the start of the game. And then eventually Grenku County took the lead. Now you have seen Grenku County has slowed down a bit. Rivercess County are the ones now in search for an equalizer, and the tempo of the game has slowed down. Roland.
Yeah, Rivercess County got a very competitive team. Looking at the range of players, their ages, their clubs they play for, they all play for clubs that are making headway in the Labrador 3rd Divisions League, 2nd Division, and the 4th Division League. So they have a very youth team playing on a better coach. He's known as Coach Pella, who once coached Fatu SC, so he's a very good coach, and you can see the displacement from the possession. Rivercess County is coordinating the ball very well, so Grenku shouldn't be very complacent of the lead. They have to put more pressure to see how best they can increase the score.
Obviously, Rivercess County better composure. Perhaps Grenku County is going to use a defensive tactics like it was done during the midweek action of the Labrador Football Association 1st Division League, where Maneuver Club Breweries used a defensive tactic against Liscard FC, and at the end of the day they used the counter system and defeated Liscard FC 2-1. So Grenku County could just sit back, pack their bus, and if Rivercess County keep attacking, we could see Grenku County using an attack, that's a counter attack system, to get a win here. So at the moment they are in the lead by a goal to nil and still a little bit defensive. And like I said, now on the counter attack, 2 against 4 here, and referee said that's a foul committed by Rivercess County in their own half. And Rivercess County have so far committed 3 fouls in this first half, and Grenku County same 3 as well. So it's a free kick for Rivercess County. That's Grenku. Yonko Kesedi is going to take this set piece for Grenku County. A 2-player war. The ball goes in. Quick ball. Morikator intercepted that. That was intended for Fumba Sheriff. But goalkeeper Modi Keita was very much smart enough to put his hand on that ball. So now Grenku County in possession. Emmanuel Dennis, who plays for Philadelphia Lone Star Liberia chapter, a team founded by Liberian or West African immigrants in the United States. Precisely Philadelphia founded their Liberian chapter here with youthful players. It was earlier called Junior Lone Star, but eventually changed it to Philadelphia Lone Star. So they do have a team in Liberia here called Philadelphia Lone Star Liberia chapter. And Emmanuel Dennis, wearing jersey number 16 for Grenku, is one of the key defenders on that team. So he's here today playing for Grenku County. And some of his teammates from that Philadelphia Lone Star also went to the county meet, but unfortunately didn't make it to the quarterfinals. So Dennis is here today at the SKD playing for his county. He played for the same Grenku in the previous edition. So he's here today again. The supporters are here in their numbers. A throw in for Rivercess County. And this player has been tackled, brought down. Play continues, no foul there. Sim against River G, no foul. River G. A player from River G is actually on the ground. That's Grenku. And prior to this all-important quarterfinal match, we saw an exhibition match between the Under 17 women's national team along with the senior women's national team, and the senior women's national team won that game 4-0. And Jordan Kiev with base. And as you may be aware, a few days ago, the Under 17 women's national team in the Under 17 FIFA women's qualifier, that's a World Cup qualifier, defeated Niger by 4-0. River G County in the half of Rivercess. Let's see what happens here. This player went just number 18, former Sheriff, stay there. The cross goes in, but no one is at the end of it. It's been headed out by Rivercess County. A good play there from former Sheriff, battling his way through the half of Rivercess, making sure that he sent in that cross. But at the end of the day, no one was at the end of it. So, and it's a scratch, not too good. Have an hour gone here. We have less than a quarter to go for a break in this first half. Rivercess County still up by a goal to nil against Grenku County. Rivercess County are dominating possession at the moment, but still finding it difficult to get an equalizer. This player moving, he keeps going, he sends in a long cross into number 2 Bata. Goalkeeper Humphrey coming off his goal line. A beautiful pass there from Liva Gadier, who swap wins with Jefferson Yapa. He was very clever on that, taking the ball from the center half and eventually giving a pass intended for Tudubota. But at the end of the day, goalkeeper Humphrey was very good enough coming off his goal line to make sure that he sees that one.
Anthony, the Grenku defense need to be very mindful of Liva Gadier. He should recall that he won the most valuable player in the Liberia Third Division Championship at the 8 years with Congress FC, and now a lucrative move to Pinsville FC, where his deputy coach of Rivercess County is the head coach of that team. So they got to be very careful of him. He's a brilliant soccer player. He plays similarly of like Lucas Modric, so they need to be very mindful of him.
Definitely, excluding even Liva Gadier, the entire Rivercess County team do have good players in their attacks, And from what I see here, Grenku County trying to use a defensive tactic to use a counter assistant, Emmanuel Dennis, but it's being won by Rivercess County. Levi Gadier in possession, sending a brilliant pass there to Aaron Morba. Aaron Morba sending a long ball for his teammate, but seems to be out of energy at the moment. Cheaters, I mean, you see that Rivercess County are now dominating in sets one equalizer. Grenku County has slowed down a bit, trying to use that defensive tactic to use a counter-attack system. What do you make of their tactics at the moment?
They just need to get their eyes together if they should get the goal, because Grenku is a bit relaxed in defense. But anything is possible. 1-0 is just not a relaxed or comfortable lead. They need to keep knocking and keep knocking, and perhaps they should get a goal. But the thing about what I see is that they have to supply the ball more to their threatening players on attack.
Definitely. Not more boys have been sent up here for former Sheriff Leonard Sifa, Thomas Apia, who are all in the attack for Grenku County. And you find that Rivercess County defense, that was a slip there from Aita Nambi, but it's been cleared finally. Emmanuel Pellet, another good pass there. Grenku County, 9.5 of Rivercess. A long through ball. Grenku County.
That was a clever, tricky pass on Thomas Apia, wearing number 10 jersey for Grenku County. I think they need to do more, because if they should get the goals, they need to capitalize on their chances, because football is it can turn around anytime.
Obviously, now you see that, like what I was saying, they try to use a counter system each time. Rivercess attack, Grenku County drop down, and then when they get the ball, they give those trigger two passes that causing trouble for Rivercess County defense.
Yeah, it's nothing of strange, but looking at the legs of the Grenku players, looking at Thomas Apia, he's a very experienced player. He once played for Grenku County under Coach Ben Seri, who they came from. The second time Grenku came from the county group stage, it was during the time Thomas Apia played the legs of Ransom G, Dakar Quali, who now plays for Leska FC. So Grenku County is a very good team. They got a very excellent player, so they can make a good result.
Obviously, and they are very good in their defensive tactics at the moment. Not more pressure is being carried out by them here. Just sitting back. Whenever they receive the ball, give the tricky two passes. While Rivercess County, on the other hand, are using their midfield and two sides to attack, but very unlucky, not getting the result from their attacks. Levi Gadier into the half. Grenku, but he's being tackled by two defenders from Grenku. Grenku County now in possession, intercepted to the bota in possession, looking for Emmanuel Pellet. Now Musa Fufana of Rivercess County. Musa struggling to bring that ball under control, but it's being won by his teammate, and it travels out for a throw. Rivercess County at the moment another tricky ball there from Grenku. Former Sheriff sends a two ball, but goalkeeper Mori Keita came off his goal line to collect that one, and assistant referee Ren Famole raised his flag for an offside. Goalkeeper Mori Keita sending a long ball there intended for Tudubota. Now Emmanuel Pellet held it. A good clearance there. Jefferson Yapa sends a long ball. It was intercepted by Grenku County defense. Another two ball. That player being brought down in the middle by Mandela Dolo. It's a free kick for Grenku County. So again, wherever you're watching us from, this is KMTV coming to you live from the Samarkand Sports Complex. Grand Creek County in the lead here against Rivercess County. Now Rivercess in possession. A long ball for Jefferson. To the ball, putting up a chase against the goal scorer Rufus Kennedy. Rufus Kennedy left from the defense as a central defender to perfectly convert that penalty that he conceded in the 13th minute after goalkeeper Modi Keita committed a foul. So that lone goal score from the penalty spot is still being enjoyed here by Grand Creek County. Former Sheriff along with his teammate, not a good one there. Modi Keita clearing it to the bottom, has it. Diva Gadi putting up a chase. And referee said that was an offside against to the bottom. And just to remind you, tomorrow Liberia Under 20 Women's National Team will be going against Guinea Under 20 Women's National Team in the 2020 FIFA Under 20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. The aggregate winner of that game will face Cameroon in the next round. So we hope that the Under 20 national team can come up with a better result like the Under 17 did against Niger. And the Under 17 will be traveling on Monday to Niger for the return leg slated for the 26th of this month. Diva Gadi with that long cross into the Tudibota. But Rufus Kennedy was good in it. This player from Rivercess County is on the ground. Cheetahs will left with 5 minutes plus added time to go in this first 45 minutes. Do you think Rivercess County will be able to get an equalizer with this last 5 minutes, or perhaps in the second 45?
Let's see. Football game is a game of chance. It's possible that Rivercess can have a very clear-cut chance, and by that chance they can get the goal. But let's see how it plays out. So far, Rivercess is not very impressive in front of goal. And we saw that similarly during the preliminary rounds in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. But anything is just possible with roughly about 41 minutes into the first half. So far, Grand Creek County is doing exceptionally well.
Yep, using a very good defensive tactics. If we can get the ball up front to keep the goalkeeper busy, we must be able to defend our opponent's attack or threats to our goal. So that's exactly what Grand Creek County are doing here. And Rufus Kennedy, the lone goal scorer, is doing exceptionally well in the defense of Grand Creek County. So a player from Rivercess has been booked. A foul was committed by Rivercess. So a player from Grand Creek has been attended to by medics. So Prince Benda was that player that was booked from Rivercess. Now Diva Gadi in possession of Rivercess, contests his teammate. time is running out gradually in the first 45 minutes. Rivercess County still down by a goal to nil. Still trying to exert every effort to ensure that they get an equalizer before this first half ends. So it's a free kick for Rivercess. And captain and goal scorer Rufus Kennedy is telling his teammates to come out to set an offside trap. And there he goes, he has it. And it travels out for another throw to Rivercess. A good clearance there from defender Jones. Diva got it, brings it down, looking for his teammate. A perfect and tricky shot there taken by Rivercess County. It was overlooked and it rolled inches away from the goalpost. Julius, you saw that shot taken, not a very powerful one, but very tricky, giving the goalkeeper no chance at all, just rolling inches away from the goalpost.
Liva is gradually overshadowing Tutu Bota, especially into this game. And like Roland stated, he's a markman. You have to watch him. If not, he'll cause the damage and the frustration for Grand Crook County. So like I stated earlier, it's just not over until it's over. Anytime Rivercess County can come back, especially the way in which Grand Crew is playing now. Grand Crew is more like relaxed. It appears to be like when you score just a goal, it means all is over for you. It's how they are playing. They need to change their tactics.
Obviously, they have to change that. So we are hearing from the announcer that we are now into 2 minutes of added time to end this first half. Still Rivercess County 0, Grand Creek County 1. Musa Fufana posted out or threw it against Rivercess. Emmanuel Dennis with that long throw, but it's been cleared. Not properly. Kuglu with Nimland putting up a chase there. Jefferson Yapa too as well, trying to bring that ball down for Rivercess, but was tackled. Rufus Kennedy, and that was a foul by Rivercess.
So very shortly, that's it. And it's in advantage to Grand Creek County. In 60 minutes, getting in the first and only goal from the penalty spot, capitalized by their captain. So it's Grand Creek County as we edge up to the break. Executive Committee member of the Liberia Football Association, Pewala Giant, just joined us in the studio. So it's just the first half. Anything is, let's wait and see the second half. But it's Grand Creek County who is now in the driver's seat. The guys are going for a break. Let's see if we can get some analysis from our main studios and here very shortly. So Rivercess County will have to come back very strong in the second half. If they should do something special to progress to the next stage. St. Pete Bedford, Liberia Football Association. There you see some players on tomorrow. They'll be showcasing the Under 20 team against Guinea at the Antoinette Totman Stadium. The most valuable player is being flanked, as you can see. On tomorrow, it promises to be a fascinating encounter. We indeed, and the Football Association is trying to promote the game from all ends. There you see spectators. Take wonders where he is there. Spectators are happy. You see some officials. There you see the superintendent of Sando County, Lee Nambechie, is there. Lee Nambechie, the superintendent of Sando County, is being flanked by other officials of Sando in other counties respectively. Sando will battle Maryland County in the next and final match in the quarterfinal stage. Later on, exactly after the end of this match. This is KMTV, Liberia's #1 online television station. We're coming to you from Painesville City, outside Monrovia, the nation's capital. Bringing to you the National County Sports Meet. Bringing together Liberians from across the 15 political subdivisions of this country. It's Grand Crew County who in the driver's seat with just a goal scored from the penalty spot, considered by Malik Keita, the goalkeeper. And so KMTV crack team, Randall P. Jackson, Josiah Weir, Emmanuel Smosin Davis, Rufus Tito Mambo Senior, Emmanuel is Whiteness Do Janinen, Amos Pikozawu, Roland Banaka, Anthony Kwekwe, Josiah Weir, Frank Kali, and I'm Julius Compton. We here making sure that we bring you exactly the unfoldings. You see spectators from the other end of the field, and that's the Grand Crew flare I'm seeing from this end. They are waving it very high. Former national team striker player Christopher Wonderboy, formerly of the Gunners of Arsenal, the struggling Gunners this time around in the Premiership. Very shortly with John Chris, and we also John Pewala Giant and Heaven Ball Flomo, two executive committee members of the Liberia Football Association. We will be getting their take and witness the first half. We'll get their professional takes, what they make of the first half. Thank you so much again. Anthony, we saw the first half. Joe Grand Crew is up by a goal to nil.
Yep, like I said, it was going to be a game where the both teams will slow down a little bit before you see someone attacking. And obviously we saw Grand Crew County taking the lead from a spot kick after a foul committed by Modi Keita, and that was a clear penalty. Referee Hassan Konen got it very right. A FIFA biased referee did extremely well with that decision by calling for a spot kick. So that was a very good penalty converted by Rufus Kennedy. And from what we've seen so far, Rivercess County are dominating the ball possession. They have good attacking force. They have good players in the attack. You have Jefferson Yapa, you have Liva Dadye, you also have Tudibota who is up front as a striker. But I think the two teams have been able to Rivercess County have been able to get the attack from the side, but not to get that ball from the midfield to the top, to the crack or to the water is something that they are finding very difficult, and Rufus Kennedy is also doing excellently well for Grand Crew County in the defense.
Let's look at the statistics so far from the first half. In summary of what you just stated, so for what we observed so far, we just have a yellow card into the match, and just one yellow card into the match. So as you can see, goals, just a goal, and that's from Grand Crew, and that was the only goal scored by the captain from the penalty shot. 3 shots, and 2 to Rivercess and 1 to Grand Crew. Shots on target is 1 apiece. The targets, like we saw, Rivercess and 10, and Grand Crew 6. Fouls committed 11 in total, 7 to Rivercess and 4 to Grand Crew. Bookings so far just 1, and we have just 1 corner, 2 corners, that is, and from upside 2 and 1 possession to Rivercess, 55 to 45 respectively. Let's now have a chase with Christopher Wonderball Rare. Christopher, as we go along the all-important National County Sports Meet, he will be giving his professional analysis. Christopher Wonderball Rare, welcome. You've been watching this all-important. Firstly, welcome to KMTV. Happy New Year. It's a precious one.
Yeah, wish you the same to everyone. Happy New Year.
You saw the first half. Let's get your professional take about the first half analysis so far.
Well, actually, the first half, Grand Crew tried to attack, but if you look, they have a penalty. But end of the day, they give me his balance. That Rivercess is doing well. But end of the day, Rivercess have the best defense in the game today, and you can see a little bit skills. And as you said, if you look at the statistic of the game, if you look at the 25 yard, 30 yard, no one kicking the goal. So we got a long way to go.
So what can you say about Grand Crew County's attack? So far, their very first counter attack, they got the penalty and they converted.
Well, Grand Crew is doing well. You know, actually, they are the underdog. Yeah, Rivercess in the Grand Bassa County, when Rivercess did well. Yeah, they play well. But playing the county and playing on complex is 2 different things. So being on SKD Sport Complex, that way you got to show what you can do, and you got to prove yourself that you're a great player. Yeah.
So what's the advice to Rivercess firstly going to the second half?
Well, actually, I'm from Grand Crew, and actually you have to know that the world best, most of the best players from Liberia are from Grand Crew County. Yeah.
What's your own advice, professional advice, not from the county, you from your professional advice going into the second half from Grand Crew's end before Rivercess?
Well, I think Grand Crew going to win the game, according to statistic. Rivercess is doing what they're attacking, but end of the day, Grand Crew going to win the game to go quarterfinal.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Let's have Pewala Giant, Executive Committee member, Liberia Football Association. He's so very proud as well. One of his players is showcasing Musa. Pewala, welcome you live on KMTV.
Thank you very much, Chilas, and thanks to the KMTV family.
I know you first like to chip on tomorrow's match. The Honor 20 will be playing. You from the LFS and EC. What can you say generally?
Oh yeah, we in a very good mood. You saw an exhibition match between the U17 and the national team. The Honor 20 is going against their Guinean counterpart tomorrow in the World Cup qualifiers, and we are calling on every Liberians to show up to support women football. You see the trend we are now taking at the Liberia Football Association to see how best we can develop and take women football at another level. So we hope for the best tomorrow. The children at Oncam at the Technical Center, and we expect a win tomorrow going into our second leg against Guinea.
You saw the young talents exhibiting what people expect on today. Grand Crew and Rivercess. What can you say from the overall?
Oh yeah, realistically, I think Rivercess is playing more than the Grand Crew. Just that they are not finishing, they are not completing their chances. You saw what Grand Crew is doing. If Grand Crew have those type of chances as compared to Rivercess, they're going to utilize that. So Rivercess have the ball possession, they're playing well, they have corners, but they're not yet utilizing that chances. And if you want to win this type of game, you have to capitalize on your opponent's weakness and kill the game very soon. So they need to score. They need to make use of their chances.
What can you say about the attendance onto the national county sports meet on the team sustaining the peace through sports?
Attendance when it comes to county meet is something that is not strange. You know, these have political, ethnical, and whole lot of factors to play when it comes to county meet. The fact that you have to identify with your native land, your county, your this, your that. So I'd expect even more fans come on Monday, where you have we from Lofa County and Bombing County, Papolo and Nima County. So I expect a lot when it comes to it. This is very small, and we expect a lot going to the quarterfinal and to the semi-final.
And the final thing you like to say briefly?
First, I would like to thank the MYS family. Security-wise, they are doing extremely well. The publicity is very, very good, and people are sitting home. Before coming here, I was monitoring KNTV, the number of people that have already started viewing the game is something that is good. Also, I hope that it's my hope that Lofa County carry this cup. Yeah, it's my hope that Lofa County, and we are very, very optimistic that the boys, the Wologisi boys, going to carry the trophy. We are very, very sure of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Let me get the final. This has been training anyway, so it's not a surprise. There are so many Liberians who are optimistic that Lofa County will this time around will be Lofa's term. Evidence that they are yet since 1956 they yet to clinch the trophy, but saying is just one thing. Football is about practicality, so we hope that they can edge out the defending champions. Oxford Brown prefers to be called P40, a veteran Liberian journalist, and here from the Ministry of Events Post, the head of public relations. Welcome you live on KMTV, sir.
Thank you very much, Julius.
You guys have been doing a very good job so far. We see the organization of the county meet from the beginning up to present. Firstly, what's your own impression about the turnout based on your preparations from the origin?
Well, I think I'm impressed because you can see the turnout is impressive, and so we are impressed by the turnout.
Performance-wise, you saw the teams playing. What's your own take?
Well, I think the two teams are doing pretty well, but I think in terms of coordination and attacks, River G is doing pretty well. They are more, coordinated. They mounting the pressure.
Rivercess, right?
Rivercess are doing pretty well. And so yes, but the two teams are doing a pretty good job, and I hope that at the end of the day, somebody will become victorious.
Is there a specific somebody you're referring to from what you saw in the first half?
Well, I can speak to that because in fact, if we predict,
just your opinion.
No, I agree, but I can't speak to that now. Not because Great Crew is in the league, but football is anything. It changes, right? And so yes, even though Great Crew is in the league, but who knows? Maybe Rivercess will come back, and make a big comeback and win this match. But equally so, Rivercess is impressive in this match. Great Crew likewise, but Rivercess is more coordinated, than Great Crew.
Thank you so much. Let's get a brief take from Heron Boflomo, an executive committee member of the Liberia Football Association. We have to talk to him very briefly before going into our second and final half. Senior brother, welcome you live on KMTV.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year since last year.
Yeah, thank you. A very good 2020, easy to pronounce.
Let's talk about the game. You just saw the first half. From your own analysis as a sport lover and analyst of football in Liberia.
Well, I think Grand Crew is on course. I think they got speed on top, and they can absorb pressure. So, just from the first half, I think I can get them an edge. But again, Rivercess is not giving up as well. So far, it's a good match.
What's your anticipation in the second and final half?
Like I said, Grand Crew looks at they are a little bit composed. They can absorb pressure, and then they got speed on top. But you never tell because who knows, Rivercess was hiding something, but it needs to be a little bit clinical on top. If Rivercess should equalize and win, they have to be very clinical.
Thank you so much. We'll join you later on. Let's move to the second and final half of this match. It's still 1-0 in favor of the boys from Barclayville. Way there. I usually joke them and say, Anthony, the county with the highest cities. But Grand Crew County is up just by a goal to nothing in the first half. converted from the penalty spot by the skipper himself, Rufus Kennedy. Offside, yes. Referee Hassan Kone was just right there on time. So it is 1-0 to Grand Creek County into the second and final half. And right after this match will be Maryland against Sino. Maryland against Sino. The speaker of the 54th National Legislature versus the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia is honored Associate Justice Councilor Nangbe. Trouble for Rivercess! A goalkeeper, a very sluggish one from Keita. They sell everything was late. Thomas Apia strike! Wow, Anthony Kokwe. You saw that just now from goalkeeper Keita.
Yeah, that was not very good attempt by goalkeeper Modi Keita. He came out not too good, and at the end of the day, it caused trouble for his team. And they were just quite lucky that Grand Creek County didn't double their lead from that attempt or those attempts that were made just a few moments ago. I mean, that wasn't good attempt by goalkeeper Modi Keita at all.
Thomas Apia could have caused the damage for Rivercess County. He was heavily tackled though. Rivercess County, offside, yes. Good call. It's Grand Creek County 1, Rivercess 0. Inside 2 minutes 47 into the second and final half. And it's all happening here in Peaceville. The stadium is gradually getting jam-packed. And the fans are arriving little by little. And it's the National Counter Sports Meet. Honor the team. Sustaining the uninterrupted, I'm adding that, the uninterrupted peace through sports. On the break, it's Grand Creek County. This player, he's been brought down. Evans Koko William Nimne. Thomas Apia. And Leonard J. Siafa. These are the guys causing the danger for Rivercess County. Someone jokingly told me that the senior and junior Bagugbe are playing today. Bill Traore prefers to be called the junior Bagugbe in Liberia, the managing director of the National Port Authority. And the senior Bagugbe is from Grand Creek County, vice the president, the chief patron of sports, President Dr. George Opon Manek Bagugbe. We are another set piece for Grand Creek. Wire off target, no trouble to Keita. Goalkeeper Malik Keita calculation earlier on wasn't as perfect as it could be or it should be. Rivercess County, we have to do something special for Fana Musa. He was blocked in the process by Aki K. Johnson. Musa Fofana chose it quickly. Foul. And that player from Rivercess is down. 49 minutes. And I can see the attendance. The choir speaking group in Liberia dominating the stadium. And the crew, the Grebo, the Bassa. Someone says, Awiao, Nanetu, Beji. And you can just go on naming. Rivercess is representing and the choir speaking group from the Bassas and Grand Crew, obviously Crew and Maryland Grebo respectively. Let's see what happens. A set piece, a goalkeeper Humphrey, a Grube 3-man wall has been built, and the substitution, fresh substitution. This player is wearing number 20 jersey, Adolfo Stobo. And we're coming for Yonko Kesseli. Just into 51 minutes. Our crew here, our technical guys, the brain behind this entire broadcast is our own CEO, our down-to-earth and energetic, the father of creativity in Liberia. I can bet my neck on that one. Randall P. Jackson Rampa Jack is making sure that you see this particular coverage to the highest professional standard. And his junior, his assistant, Emmanuel, his witness, Joe Janine, a skillful, reliable striker for KMTV national team. Josiah Weah is also here, the Liverpool mayor, and KMTV's male feeder, our rear back, Anthony Kwekwe, very reliable rear back, reminds me of the former rear back of England and Manchester United, Gary Neville. Rufus D2 Momo as well. Amos Kozau, the Peter Crouch, the striker, who averages 2 goals in every game. And Greg Kante, it is goal number 2. Goal number 2 for Greg Kante. Anthony Kwekwe, is that the substitute?
Well, I mean, from all indications, Greg Kante are on their way to the semi-final. Rivercess County lacked the composure since the start of this second half. Not what we expected from them. Started on a very good foot, but unfortunately, they came back in the second half not too good, and now Grand Kante have doubled their lead. And I can safely say that Grand Kante are going to make their way through to the semi-final of this all-important game.
Grand Kante 2, Rivercess 0. And interestingly, the central backs are the ones bullying the goals.
Yep. And interestingly too, Josephus Adolfo Stobo, who was just introduced, is the one who got that second goal for Grand Kante. I mean, super substitute just a few moments ago after he was introduced, doubling the lead for Grand Kante. Quite exceptional. A very good moment here for Grand Kante. And they are a few steps away from the semi-final of this all-important tournament.
Tutu Bata has been substituted, one of their hitmen, and Rivercess County, the Gion Bagube. From what we see, the Gion Bagube is now dangling, swimming into the pit of defeat gradually. Still more time to go, 54 minutes. Perhaps our analysis, perhaps the analysis from the technicians we spoke with earlier on could be right. Christopher Ray said it, that this game is for Grand Crew. Let's see, it's still far from being concluded. Rivercess counted on the attack, and they wins the first corner into the second half. Rivercess County still have something to prove. The stadium is electrifying, and the fans are celebrating, especially from the end of Grand Crew. Grand Crew County 2, Rivercess 0. It's like the Bazolins, especially from the end of the football category, will be erased into the 2019-2020 edition of the county meet. For what we see so far. So far, Rivercess County, Rivercess in their second game against Sino in Buchanan, they came from a goal down and they won 2-1. But this time around, they are down by 2-0. Anything is still possible. Grand Crew on the attack. This player wearing number 11 jersey, that's Kokongula Nimne. He's on to it. He has Musa to contend with. Kokongula skillfully. A shot! A beautiful goalkeeper from Keita.
A beautiful one there. Grand Crew County have picked up the momentum. That's the rhythm we expected of them earlier after sitting back playing with a defensive tactic. Perhaps the halftime team talk was that let's go for it, let's go and attack in the second 45, and obviously we are seeing it here. After taking or doubling their lead, Grand Crew County are now keeping Rivercess County defenders on their back foot with pressures mounted from all angles of the field. So Grand Crew County are giving their opponent no chance yet. They definitely want to see themselves progress to the semi-final, so they are doing all they can by attacking. And a very beautiful shot there a few moments ago from Kokongula, and it was also a good save from goalkeeper Mori Keita.
Goals are motivational factor in a game of football. So whenever you have a goal, it gives you the edge, it gives you the added momentum, the zeal, the motivation to play harder. Rivercess County still not deterred. Rivercess trying to get composed. Rivercess County, 4 times champion of the National County Sports Meet. Grand Crew County against us 1 time, putting up a chase. He's been tackled. Let's see what can he do. Brilliant effort, perfectly second time. He's been sandwiched. Advantage of the game. Wow. Aaron Moba was trying to cause the damage. There you see it. Beautiful one from Aaron, but the physicality from the end of Grand Crew, they are just not leaving anything behind. He was tackled. In the process, he was actually sandwiched, as a matter of fact. Referee Hassan Konen, and that wasn't 100% chance. Really, he saw the look of that.
Yeah, from the look, I think that was a penalty. The referee were given a chance to Rivercess County. That challenge, the player of Grand Crew County intentionally hit the ball with his hands. So I think Reverend Collins were given a penalty.
And that's the game the referee just did not see what Roland spotted. There you see it once more. A brilliant effort. And they are completing for penalty. But that's the game. Unfortunately, in Liberia, we do not have the VR. The fans for Grand Crew are celebrating now. The county with the highest status. No wonder why. Emmanuel Smosin Davis. A good effort. The goalkeeper is out. A brilliant one from Humphrey. The underdog is still not the fans, the spectators from Rivercess County who were relying on the Bazolan solidarity are getting frustrated little by little. 59 minutes into the second and final half. The next match will see Maryland and Sino to climb the quarterfinal stage. Another counter attack. Let's see Thomas Apia, a very skillful player, experienced indeed, dispossessed finally, and it's down. Humphrey, goalkeeper Humphrey Grube, he's actually now on a holiday. Humphrey is yet to be tested, so perhaps what you see, he's doing what he's doing because he's yet to be tested.
Yeah, we've gone more than 15 minutes into the second 45, and unlike the first half where he was a little bit busy, the second half not much shot has been taken on him, so he's been less busy in the pool, very free on a holiday. And Grand Crew County, the halftime team talk was very good from what we are seeing in the second half after coming back. Substitute Adolphus Tobot, who came on just a few moments ago, went on to double the lead for, and it's a scratch.
So to our many viewers, if we just coming our way, Grand Crew County 2, Rivercess 0. Again, Grand Crew counted 2. Rivercess counted 0. Great effort from Levi Gadier. Later consultation. I think there is a problem with the sound. It needs to be cut off completely. And so that's a concern from the central referee Hassan Konen. And Humphrey has been warned of delayed tactics. The next time perhaps he could be cautioned. The people from Sasta, Seklepo, Rivercess, Barclayville, they are now celebrating. So far, there are 2 goals lead against Rivercess. And the citizens from Yapatan, Sesta City, a very small city. Someone says just one way in, one way out. Emmanuel, what's your own take so far into the second? Emmanuel, our small city Reverend Davis is here following this game. Perhaps trying to put himself together. It's the county meet now. We are all from respective counties. So you just cannot divulge that. You will have to show that somewhere, somehow. Rivercess on the attack. Can they get the consolation? Or pass! Gadier. Lever Gadier. You saw Rivercess knocking the door.
Yep, they are getting up or picking up gradually in search for a consolation. At first they were searching for an equalizer. This time around and they are fighting to get a consolation and eventually start to fight for an equalizer. So it's a double tax for them here now. After sitting back and allow Grand Crew to double their lead, Rivercess County have to do much better, exert more energy, more attacks. I mean, to make sure that they get a consolation first before they start to talk about an equalizer. So it's a very huge tax for them here now.
And the citizens from the southeastern region of Liberia are optimistic that this time around the trophy will go to the southeast, and similarly northwestern part of Liberia, the citizens, very specifically Lofa County, are equally optimistic of winning this trophy. And as a matter of fact, the citizens from Lofa, Wologisi, Fonchiman, Laulazu, Zozo, you will see that on Monday, next to Nima, they have, dominance of spectators. There you see the citizens from Grand Crew, they are celebrating, though the game is not over yet. But they have all reasons to celebrate. The citizens from Grand Crew County waving their flag, the proud of Grand Crew. Grand Crew 2, Rivercess County 0. Grand Crew in possession, he dispossessed. It's now the boss from Sesta City. This player wearing number 4, the Ayita Nangbe, on the break. Not much can be seen of Jefferson Yapa, the ball from Yapa's town. Throwing advantage to Rivercess County inside 64 minutes, and it's still 2-0 in favor of Grand Crew County. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for following. We appreciate you as always, making sure you follow all of our events, our coverages. This is what we do, KMTV. We just everywhere covering national and local activities in this republic. In the biggest sporting showpiece, the National County Sports Meet is no exception. There you see citizens from Grand Crew County. They are the ones doing the celebration now into the stands. You see the beauty of the SKD from this end. Randall P. Jackson, Rampa Jack, another substitution. And perhaps this guy could be a striker from Rivercess. T. Zaman Johnson, wearing 11 jersey, is being introduced. into the second and final half. Can he do similar to what the super sub Adolphus D. Toba did for Grand Cru? Extending the goal line to 2. Thomas Appiah into the half of dispossessed. Thomas intended for his teammate. Poor coordination. Brilliant one quickly from Keita. The communication wasn't as perfect, but Keita, goalkeeper Malik Keita, an experienced goalkeeper, into the counter meet, was just right on time to ensure that the tally can increase. Back to Keita. 66. Make the time 67 minutes into the second and final half. The Barclayville boys are experiencing the victory wave, beaming to Barclayville, to Sastan, to Rivercess. There you see defense. And I know the chair on judiciary at the House of Representatives, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, will be somewhere happy. I earlier saw the pro tem of the Honorable Liberian Senate, Honorable Albert Che, into the stands, dancing, celebrating. It's going their way now. It's going their way. Fatro, wow. Rivercess County. Rivercess County. Not too good for them. The National County Sports Meet is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia. There you see Edwin Melvin Snow Jr. represented the Senwa District 1 Bombing County. Bombing will be playing on Monday. There you see Edwin Melvin Snow Jr. alongside other officials and citizens of Liberia. On the attack is Grand Cru County, can't stop scoring. Great pass. Thomas Appiah. A long cross, just could be trouble. Still into the half of Rivercess. Poor defending. Grand Cru into the arms of Keita. Anthony can take it from here.
Well, a very good display there from Grand Cru County so far since the start of this second 45 minutes here.
So there you see the superintendent of Sando County, Lee Nangbetie, alongside Richard Toby. Richard Toby is the head of Leptelco. I see the legs of Dexin Wulawi Sibo. They are all from Sando County. Boone, Maryland. Wow, and that's the beauty, the interesting part of the game.
Well, those are all side attractions as their opponents are coming on the field. So those officials from Sando County are all here in their numbers, like every other county that are participating within the tournament, making sure that they turn out in their numbers to cheer their team to victory. So at the moment, Grand Cru County 2, Rivercess County 0. Second half substitute, Adolphus Stobart coming in to double the lead for Grand Cru County. And earlier on, Rufus Kennedy, who is wearing the armband of Grand Cru County, gave Grand Cru County the lead from the spot to a spot kick after goalkeeper Modi Keita committed a foul in the penalty area. Rivercess County dominated possession in the first 45. Upon return in the second half, they lost the pace. So at the moment it's Grand Cru, another one for Grand Cru County. This could be trouble for Rivercess. A poor pass. Rivercess County regain possession. Jefferson Yapa trying to get that one, but didn't get it. Still in the half of Rivercess. Rivercess in possession, a true ball for Jefferson Yapa. Jefferson stay in possession for Rivercess. Brought down Reverend Hassan Conan sounds his whistle. Hassan Conan, one of Liberia's FIFA badge referees. And at the moment we currently have 10 FIFA badge referees in Liberia. That is referees that can be trusted by the Confederation of African Football and the football world governing by the FIFA to officiate international games in the CAF Confederation, in the CAF Champions League, in the Wafu Nations Cup, and stay hoping that one of these days they will be called to officiate in the continent's biggest football competition, that's the Africa Cup of Nations, where Liberians can see one of their own. A free kick for Rivercess, and it's a crack. A poor one there from Rivercess County. No threat at all to goalkeeper Humphrey. So it's a goal kick. 71 minutes have so far been played. Time is slipping out gradually for Rivercess County. This is something that not many expected after Rivercess County finished as winners of Group 8. And Grand Crew County, on the other hand, struggled with their performance and managed to qualify to the quarterfinals from the preliminaries. So I was one of those from the onset that said Rivercess County was going to qualify, but from all indications, the result is not going their way. And Grand Crew County deserves it from their tactics. Sat back a little in the first half, packed their bus, used a counter-attack system, got a spot kick, and the score. And after packing their buses, got a goal from a spot kick. And the halftime team talk from their coach and technical staff was to change their tactics. And they came back in the second 45 with more attacks. And the supporters are here in their numbers, but not that huge as we usually see during the quarterfinal stages of the National County Sports Meet. A beautiful two ball there, Grand Crew County. What a miss. A clear chance there. Missed by Grand Crew County to make it 3. A beautiful play there from Fumba Sheriff, who sent in a beautiful cross. But Kogowula Nimland, with that diving head up, traveled over the crossbar. Goalkeeper Modi Keita wasn't also good in coming off his. Fumba Sheriff still trying to beat past his opponents. A landsman flags up for a foul, and that player is going to be booked, definitely. He has been booked. Levi Gadier has been booked for that tackle against goalkeeper Humphrey. Goalkeeper Humphrey wasn't too sure. He was still calculating when the ball was coming. And Tudubota was making sure that he has had every effort to get that ball. But referee Hassan Conan showed him a yellow card. Still 2-0 here in favor of Rivercess County. That's Grand Crew. And Levi Gadier has been booked. Goalkeeper Humphrey is now on the ground after that tackle from Levi. So he will be attended to by medics. So the people from Grand Crew County are here jubilating as they are just a few minutes away from booking their ticket to the last 4 of this competition. And the winner from the next match, Maryland versus Sano, will meet the winner of this quarterfinal match. So at the moment, it's all Grand Crew up 2-0 against Rivercess. Group A winners from the preliminaries. While Grand Crew finished as runners-up in Group C, that was hosted by Maryland County in Harper City. And Maryland County finished at top of that group with 7 points. So they will be going against Group A runners-up San County right after this game. So at the moment, it's all Grand Crew. A Dover stop with that second goal. A second half substitute. So again, wherever you're watching us from, we'd like to welcome you to this broadcast. We say many thanks to you for joining us from across the globe. To you, our many viewers. This is KMTV, Liberia's #1 online television. My name is Anthony Kugwe alongside Judas Compton. The name has been changed over the years. Judas Di Maria Compton, Judas Chigarito Compton, Judas Margaret Rogers Compton. I don't know at the moment whether it is Judas Rashford or Greenwood. And referee Hassan Connors sounds his whistle for so the game has slowed down a bit, but that's in favor of Grand Crew, who are up 2-0. They are excited that if it remains like this, they are definitely through to the semi-finals of the 2019-2020 National County Sports Meet. So at the moment, it's all Grand Crew. The county of the chief patron of sport, President George Weah, who is seated at the VIP stands. Levi Gadier appealing for a corner. Is a corner kick for Rivercess County. A corner kick for Rivercess County. Jefferson Yapa came to take that, but it's been given to his teammate. The corner goes in, but it's been headed away by Grand Crew County. A long one that being brought down brilliantly by Thomas Apia. Adolphus finds his teammate, and it's a free kick in a very close and dangerous position for Rivercess. In that play, Rivercess defense has been booked. Another yellow card for Rivercess. Aita Nangbe has been booked for that tackle against Thomas Apia. So it's a free kick for Grand Crew County in a very close position, and this could lead to the third goal if Rivercess County are not careful. Thomas Appiah is posted behind that ball. Toga Gofa is also posted behind that ball. A beautiful free kick taken there, but goalkeeper Mori Keita was at the end of it. Toga Gofa. And Thomas Appiah were posted. And at the end of the day, Thomas Appiah gave the go ahead to Toga. And Toga brilliantly put it through the walls of Rivercess. And goalkeeper Mori Keita was very good in that. Nine minutes plus added time left to be played here. 9 minutes plus added time left to be played here. Grand Coup County 9 minutes plus away from the semi-finals of the 2019-2020 National County Sports Meet. Grand Coup County, and time is slipping up gradually for Rivercess County. And in last year's semi-finals, we have Bapolu, Magibi, Bomi, and Grand Gillette. But this time around, Bapolu are also in the quarterfinals, so perhaps they could go to the semi-final for the second successive time. Magibi County are out, so they have no role to play in Monrovia here. Bomi County are also in the quarterfinal and will take on Lofa on Monday. Grand Gillette, who made their way to the semi-final in last year's edition, are nowhere to be found. So it's all Grand Coup at the moment. And it's been cleared. Brought under control. At Duffers, the second goal scorer, finds his teammate. A long cross goes in, intended for Thomas Appiah, and goalkeeper Mori Keita brings that under control. The referee Hassan Corner said that was a foul. Goalkeeper Humphrey came off his goal line along with his defender. That's Jones, and the both of them collided. Rivercess County have a free kick. Six minutes plus added time left to be played. Rivercess County 2, that's 0. Grand Coup County 2. So goalkeeper Humphrey has been attended to by medics. Goalkeeper Humphrey has been attended to by medics. And all I was going to say is delayed tactics. But time is definitely going to be added. But not more time. We are left with of normality here. And this is football. 1 minute, 2 minutes or more are very important. So Rivercess County still hopeful, and they have a free kick in the very close range. And at the moment, Rivercess, that's Grand Coup County players, are lying on the ground one by one. As goalkeeper Humphrey is being attended to by medics. Another player is on the ground. And back on his feet. That's Loco Jones. A beautiful name there from that player wearing jersey number 5 from Grand Crew County. So it's a free kick for Rivercess. Mandela Dolo is posted behind that ball. Along with his teammates. They are all posted behind that ball to take this all-important free kick. And now the other has left, stay in consultation, but Mandela Dolo remain posted to take this free kick. And let's see what comes of this free kick. Mandela Dolo moves there and shoots. And it's been put out for a corner by goalkeeper Humphrey. The Moscow FC defender testing his foot from a free kick. And it's a head up. A free head up there for Rivercess. But was wrongly directed. 3 minutes plus other time left to be played here. Judas, can you say that Grand Crew are out into the semi-final?
From what we see with the momentum from Rivercess, we just cannot conclude until after the signal of stoppages, like I saw from Hassan Kone, 3 minutes. And after that 3 minutes, then we can start to see the signals of qualification to the semis for Grand Crew. But for now, it's still far from over, except they can get a third goal.
Yep, anything could happen, but from my end, I think Grand Crew are true. Rivercess County on the attack. That player being brought down there. And referee Hassan Kone sounds his whistle for a foul. And the player from the Grand Crew has been booked. That's the second goal scorer, Adolfo Stubber. With that tackle right at the edge of the box. So it's a free kick for Rivercess. It is all Grand Crew County at the moment. The chief patron of sport is here as well. Few supporters from the counties. As you all know, during the quarterfinals of the county meet, the SKD can be jam-packed, but we're not seeing that here today. So it's another free kick for Rivercess as we approach the closing of this all-important game. A free kick for Rivercess. T. Zama Johnson has given that ball out to Colley. So Colley is going to be taking this free kick for Rivercess. And just as the free kick is about to be taken, a substitution was made. Makati Wise was introduced for Grand Crew. The free kick goes in. Poorly taken. A poor free kick there from Rivercess County. From Colley wearing jersey number 20. So from what we are getting, a man of the match award is going to be presented after this game.
So Very shortly, Grand Creek County, their girls did not make it through to the semis, but the boys are edging out. Very shortly, 2-bar for Rivercess now. One of the goal scorers, as a matter of fact, the captain, Rufus Kennedy. Could they get it there? No, wow. Great control. The finishing was just wow off target. That could have been game over. Rivercess County, 2-bar. They have to go back to Sester City and get prepared for the 2020-2021 National County Sports Meet. But for now, 2-bar for Rivercess County. Their dismal form in terms of scoring abilities led them to this stage. Visit KMTV here in Painesville. The second and final game will see Maryland and Sino to close the day. And on Monday, we will be back here for the last semi-final matches. Rivercess County trying to get a consolation. Referee Hassan Kone was disinterested in that particular tackle. And so there's no trouble. Throw quickly. Any moment from now will be the final whistle from Referee Hassan Kone. Goal kick. Referee says Kone. And so there you see the spectators on Grand Crew celebrating because it's all over now for them. Grand Crew County. Throw. A player of Grand Crew is down. Into the 18-yard box. And that's the game killer now. Throw in advantage. Prince K. Binda throws it. And it's goal kick. Corner, referee says. Another corner for Rivercess County into the closing stages. So the guys from Barclayville, the guys from Southtown, Picnices, they are celebrating now. The citizens from that part of Liberia. That's it. That's the end of it. Convincing 2-0 victory. Grand Creek County are through to the semi-final stage of the National County Sports Meet. And the celebration now. The chief patron of sports. The chief patron of sports will be happy. And I see Senator Francis Pay shaking hands with his colleague. Rufus Kennedy, that's the captain of Grand Creek County, the captain, the man who got the first goal, Rufus Kennedy. Grand Creek, the citizens from Barclayville are now celebrating. No wonder the Honorable predicted this. He's been with the team, doing everything exceptionally well, supporting the team financially, morally, spiritually. The chair, you already seen the jubilation, the celebration from him. It's Grand Creek County overpowering the likes of Rivercess in a fascinating style, 2-0. The 4 times champion of the National County Sports Meet. And they are celebrating. We now have Honorable Jonathan Fanatikofa. Welcome, sir. You live on KMTV.
Thank you, and thank you, KMTV Land.
What's your own take about your boys' performance today?
Well, the boys' performance was spectacular. As you can see, if you had any doubt on the penalty kick in the first goal, you had no doubt with that matchless a priceless performance on the second goal, and they maintain the ball, they maintain the dominance, and we are very proud of Grand Crew County.
What did the people of Grand Crew County put into this particular team to see them reach thus far so far?
They put their mind, they put their heart, they put their soul, and they put their entire spirit for this team to get the championship.
What's your own goal, your mission for this year's county meet?
Our mission for this year's county meet is to take the cup to Grand Crew County to celebrate, where we can celebrate the President's Housing Unit, where we can celebrate the development in Grand Crew County, and where we can celebrate the spirit of Grand Crew.
What's your message now to citizens of Grand Crew? You've triumphed into the semi-final stage.
My message to the citizens of Grand Crew is to take courage. This is what we all believed in, and this is what we all have fought for, and now we stick with our team and we proceed.
You into this particular county meet, perhaps I stand to be corrected, the first time, and we are edging to the senatorial election. Are there any political thinkings, readings around the world?
Well, all politics is local, so I will leave that to the people of Grand Crew County.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's Honorable J. Fonanti Kofa. He's the chair on judiciary at the House of Representatives, one of the brains behind this all-important county meet from the end of Grand Crew. There you see Avisha Maziano presenting the awards to Rufus Kennedy, the man of the match, into this all-important first encounter. Rufus Kennedy, the captain, the man who got the first goal from the penalty shootout. Congratulations to Grand Crew. According to Honorable J. Fonanti Kofa, their mission is to take the trophy to Barclayville, to Sastan. There you see the celebrations. What's your take so far in terms of the overall performance?
Well, I mean, a well-deserved victory for Grand Crew County. I didn't expect this from them, based on our performance during the preliminaries. I expected Rivercess County to win this game and then qualify to the semi-finals, but unfortunately for them, they didn't do well on it, and now Grand Crew County are the one who are through to the semi-finals of this year's edition of the National County Sports Meet. And for the man of the match award, Rufus Kennedy actually deserves it, because after converting the spot kick, I mean, he was very much exceptional in defense during the first 45, doing a whole lot of interception, giving Tutu Bota a very difficult task. So as a result, Tutu Bota couldn't get the result that he usually gets on top. So at the end of the day, he was substituted. So I mean, the technical staff down there did extremely well by giving Rufus Kennedy the man of the match award. It was very much excellent. He was exceptional into this game.
We'll be moving quickly to the second and final half. That is the second and final game for this quarter-final stage of the National County Sports Meet. Anthony Kokwe, Julius Cunt on the legs of the whole of our colleagues. What do you hope to see in the second game?
Well, the second game, looking at Sano County and Maryland County, is going to be quite an entertaining game. Maryland County finishing as winners of Group C, Sano County finishing as winners of, but from what I saw during the preliminaries from Sano County, they are very much good. They have a good team, they have good attackers, and they have a player that is very much tricky and skillful in scrum. So Maryland County will have a lot of tax and a lot of work to do against that guy. And Maryland County, on the other hand, too, can be overlooked. They finish as winners of Group C. So obviously you expect something good from them in this all-important quarter-final match. So for now, I can predict who's going to win that game from what I saw in the first game, where I predicted that Rivercess are going to win. Unfortunately, they didn't win. So this time around, we're going to watch the second game and see who's going to progress to the semi-final.
So we hope to see who will progress to the semi-finals. Sino and Maryland will be the next game. Maryland County, according to my colleague, and as you're already aware, top their zone, and Sino coming as runners-up. But let's see what happens into this second and final quarter-final match here today at the Samarkand Sports Complex in Painesville City, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. We are still here, Rampart Jack vs. Randall P. Jackson, Emmanuel Joe Janine. The celebration ongoing now. Before we take our break very shortly, from the overall, Anthony, you talk about the fans, and we are seeing the turnout very impressive now.
Well, from what we have seen so far, I can tell you that in the semi-finals, those that came here to support Grand Crew are going to increase in their numbers, because the number here today were not that impressive, but of late we have seen more people coming in. So the fact that Grand Crew have progressed to the semi-finals, I mean, you're going to see more people from Grand Crew wearing their green colors coming here to support their team. And on Monday, you're going to see a huge turnout from the Lothians as well, going against people from Bombing. You're going to see more people coming from Sinjay to watch that game. So the next quarterfinal and the semi-final games, you're going to see a huge turnout here because unlike or apart from people who have their counties here, you're also going to see people from other counties coming here in that number to support or to just watch the game and make sure to see who go to the final and who wins the competition. So the final, I can tell you for sure, regardless of which counties will be progressing to the final, we're going to see a huge turnout here at the Summer County Sports Complex.
So going forward, solidarity, bordering counties will count. Rivercess KMTV here at the Summer County Sports Complex, bringing to you the National County Sports Meet. Honor the team, sustaining the peace, Choose Sports, Emmanuel Do, Janyan and Amos Kozau, Anthony Kwekwe, Emmanuel Davis, I'm Julius Compton, Rufus D2 Mombo, Amos P. Kozau, Randall Jackson, Josiah Weir, and the legs of all of our colleagues, Zach Tottiam and Sherman. And we are taking this break to just get a few sound bites and celebrations. And right after that, we'll bring you this first half of the second and final game here. I mean the game between Maryland and Santa County.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be quite a fascinating game. So we hope to see what's going to happen after, from the start of this game, we're going to see what's going to happen in the first 45 and then eventually the second 45.
So thank you. Please keep watching KMTV. Thanks for your comments. We'll be back shortly after this break.